That's a PB. Oh my days. The River Loddon has flowed through my life for as long as my memories of fishing run deep. For around 40 years I've walked its banks, watched its moods change, and measured the passing of time, not by calendars but by seasons, on this quiet and rather at times uncompromising river. The Loddon became a place of belonging, a river that shaped not just the angler I would become but the person as well. The Loddon at times does not impress, especially at first glance, to many newcomers. It winds modestly through Hampshire and Berkshire, many times often overlooked, its true nature hidden beneath reed beds, overhanging willows, sunken snags, and bushes. In places it can be deceptively slow water, but those who commit to it, who give it years rather than sessions, it reveals a depth and character for me that few rivers can match. It's a thinking angler's river, one that demands respect, patience, and an acceptance that success at times can be rare and is certainly never guaranteed. And I guess that's partly why I've stayed true. Over 4 decades, the river has been a constant presence while everything else changed. I've fished it as a young angler full of ambition, through adulthood with its responsibilities and changings even in my own personality and character, where I've often enjoyed the added solitude, where time on the bank carries a deeper meaning. I've returned year after year, watching swims evolve, banks collapse, new features form. I've seen floods tear the river apart and summers reduce it to a gentle trickle. Through it all, the Loddon has endured, and so has my connection to it. Although there are many species that I like to catch and fish for on the river, for me, barbel are the soul of it, and they're not easily won. Loddon barbel these days are more scarce than they were in the 90s, and they are old and fiercely cautious. They are fish that have survived pressure, hardship, and countless close calls. Every one of them really does feel well earned, certainly not given. Many sessions pass in silence with no sign, beyond maybe a tightening of the water at dusk or a solid single roll near some snags at last light. Those fleeting moments are enough, though, to keep belief alive. Fishing the river teaches humility. It strips away impatience and ego, replacing them with quiet confidence built over years of observation and failures. It teaches you to sit through long hours of nothing, knowing that when it happens, it will happen properly. This river does not reward shortcuts, short-term affection. It rewards loyalty. Now there have been countless blanks across my 40 years of fishing the river, yet none of them ever felt wasted. The Loddon gives something deeper than numbers. It gives solitude, reflection, and a sense of continuity. It has been a place to think, to escape, to reconnect with simpler truths. Every return for me feels like a homecoming. And then after 40 years of commitment, learning and belief, the river finally decided to give something extraordinary back. It's hard to explain the feelings. That night felt different from the moment I arrived. The river always carries an atmosphere of its own, but that night the water carried a weight to it, a quiet tension that could only come from experience rather than hope. When the bite came, it was deliberate and unstoppable, the kind of take that instantly tells you that this is a true Loddon barbel. The fight was everything the river stands for: powerful, stubborn, and uncompromising. When I finally brought that fish to the net, it was more than a personal best. At £17 7 ounce, it was a living embodiment of 40 years on the River Loddon. Every blank, every early morning, every cold walk back to the car or bike ride, every moment of doubt and quiet faith. That barbel was not just caught on the night, but it was earned across a lifetime. Fingers crossed, eh? we finally had some proper rain, and the river's risen. Not as much as anyone would like, but certainly a lot more than what it was. And you get some birdseed in, get a hook bait, paste wrapped hook bait on, and fish into the small hours. Fingers crossed. Well, fingers crossed. I'm absolutely dying to hear that pin rip off. I got under my feet. It's a nice looking fish too. Oh. Excuse me guys, my light's gone out. This is a nice fish. Oh. God. Oh, gotta. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but this is a fucking, excuse my English, a fucking stonker. 17.7. Oh, come on. Excuse me. That's a PB. Oh my days. Take a look at that for a unit. You saw the scales, £17.7. My new personal best. This is surreal. I was getting a lot of crayfish issues. I had an otter come by from one margin to my margin and it went dead. I recast, rewrapped the bait, and yeah, the rest is history. I pulled myself back, but what a bloody fish, eh? 17.7. She's so bloody heavy, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow. 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 What a fish. Happy bloody days, new personal best. And from one of my favourite rivers. Look at that, what an absolute pearl. Bloody hell. Well guys, I'm all packed up. I don't know really quite how to sum it all up. We had some rainfall that we needed, badly needed. I decided to come down this evening. I was getting crayfish straight away. Obviously I'm using rock hard air dry baits that I make. You know, the nice, what I call the T-virus boilies, wrapped in matching base. And yeah, I was getting crayed. Then the crayfish knocks eased off, and I started getting some really good, you know, knocks. I thought, you know, there's definitely got to be a barbel down there, something down there anyway. And lo and behold, about 35 minutes after getting so many nice good knocks that looked like it was going to go, I heard some chuffing coming from the opposite margin across to me, and I was like, oh, don't do this to me, don't do this to me. Sure enough, swam straight under my rod, and all the knocks I was getting, all the bites went dead. I thought to myself, I'll give it an extra half hour, then I'll have a recast. So I wound in, tried to keep the light off the water as much as possible. I then changed the weight, because I was on a 2 ounce weight, because it just sometimes helps to go heavier than what you need to stop the crayfish dragging your bait. So I thought, you know what, I don't want to risk recasting with a 2 ounce weight. So I then changed to I think it was an little ounce gripper, and lowered that back in with a freshly wrapped paste wrap boilie, and it's been out there maybe 15 minutes. The centre pin has just got, I've just lunged and locked up, because a lot of the time, as you guys know, on small rivers with all the amount of intimate features, it's hit and hold fishing. It's close quarters combat, and you can't allow them to get an inch, let alone a foot. So I played her as best I could, really tried to bully her out, and she nearly got to some of the cover. I could feel it grating, that horrible feeling. I could feel the back lid sliding down on whatever it was rubbing on. Managed to get her out of there. I was in no hurry really to hit the camera record button, because it's cost me fish in the past. I have to be honest, you know, I've lost fish due to the fact that I'm trying to film videos. It does cost you fish. So I managed to get her into a more safer zone. I hit the record button, and we had a technical issue, didn't we? We had the bloody camera with the power bank switched itself off for no reason mid-fight. I managed to get it rolling again, and then the external light decided, you know what, there ain't enough battery in me. I don't know why. I think it's getting a little bit old. It's had a lot of use, and that switched off. So I do apologise, guys, for that with the scrap. It might have affected your viewing enjoyment, but what a fish. I couldn't believe it. I got her in the net. I thought, that is a blooming good fish. I was thinking to myself, blooming good, I was like, that's got to be at least 14 pounds. And I've looked at her shoulders, looked at her girth. It didn't really sink in until I lifted her. I rolled the net up, went to lift her, and was like, excuse me, I'm going to swear, fuck me sideways. She's heavy. Got her onto the landing mat, put her onto the waist sling, and you saw for yourself. 17.7. I'm speechless. Even though I'm talking now, it's not really sinking in. Magnificent creature, and a new PB for me. I never thought I'd ever have a 17. I never thought I'd get up a 17, a 16 or a 17 plus even like that. It's I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words, and I do apologise again for the technical problems. What a special fish. And to think that it's lived all this time in this waterway against everything that it's faced, abstraction, predation, pollution, sewage issues. You know, I wasn't overly confident when I came out this evening. I was thinking to myself, the river's been topped up, but with the hot weather that we've had prior, the crayfish are going to be worse than ever. I'm absolutely overjoyed, guys. I really am. Anyway, I have got to be heading off now, so thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your support on the channel with your comments, taking time to watch the videos. I do try to respond to a lot of the comments, and thank you very much to you guys who buy me a coffee. It helps to support me to buy replacement lights for my camera so I can carry on filming. Anyway, I'm really emotional actually. I know I seem eccentric at times, but it's such an emotional moment to have a new PB and from one of my favourite waterways. Anyway, till my next video, thank you very much for watching this. This has been Mark from Fishing for Memories, signing off. Till my next video, wherever you're wetting a line, wherever you're dangling your end tackle, stay frisky. Take care. Goodbye.